My girlfriend started to become jealous of the bond I had started to create with this new partner, and would do things regularly to interfere with our meetups. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, Me and My Girlfriend Open Our Relationship and Have Started to Lose Our Spark. And guys, this story is about a guy who reluctantly and foolishly went into an open relationship with his girlfriend. I think he'd been with her for 5 years. He is now 27 and she's 25. And you're going to see in this story, guys, how her life completely implodes the moment she starts going down this path. Unfortunately for him, he stays with her for a while when this whole thing's going on. He should have broken up with her right then and there, but like a lot of guys, he didn't because he didn't know any better, and she definitely dragged him down. However, you're going to see that real quick, as her life was going more and more down the crapper, his life was getting better and better, and eventually he ends up smartening up and kicks her ass to the curb, and it is a freaking mess for her. And I think it's quite warranted, as you're going to see how this story goes, because this guy, although clueless and way too nice, was a good guy, and he's trying to do what he thinks is best. And he obviously cares about her a lot and lets a lot of things slide, which is a mistake. But eventually he gets his man card back, and in my opinion, the way she treats him and what goes on there, she gets exactly what she deserves. And if the situation was in the reverse, I would be agreeing with a woman if the guy was dragging her down. And this is an example to show you guys that you can't be in relationships with people that drag you down. They start dragging you down, cut them loose. End of story. And especially, they try to bring up this open relationship, open marriage, polyamory crap. If they're doing that, believe me, it's over. Break it off, move on, end of story. But for so many people, that's so hard to do. And the guys are so afraid of losing her, they'll give her what she wants. And it just, once again, shows what happens. So, and by the way, shout out to Joseph for sending me this story. My man Joseph's on a roll today, sending me all this good stuff. Starts off, says here, we opened our relationship at the beginning of the year after 5 years of monogamy because she expressed that she wanted to gain more escort experiences after growing up in an overly strict household. I'd be like, okay, you can get all the experience you want. See ya. There were bumps in the road starting out because I'm very monogamous and I was having difficulty finding partners, while she was able to secure a lot of encounters and dates almost instantly. Well, probably because A, she probably had dudes lined up already that she was either getting ready to hook up with or was already cheating. That's usually what happens when they bring this up. And B, guess what? It's not that hard for a gal, even an average gal, if she's in her 20s, her prime, can hold up a sign saying free, you know what, and there'll be a line of dudes down the block. And if she's actually good looking, above average, watch out. But for a guy, it's a lot harder to just have a pure hookup thing. It's just how it is. So of course it's easier for her, and she knew this. She knew darn well this going into this. Things got a lot better after I went to therapy and learned to express my concerns and emotions in a healthy way. Our sex life with each other remained healthy, but it started to improve after I learned to communicate my feelings. What you should have communicated is hit the road, Jack. That's what you should have communicated. I met someone who's a great friend and also a great S-word partner after realizing that, unlike my girlfriend, I'm not able to have sex with strangers without a bond, and that I had no real desire to gain much more S-word experience because I grew up with significantly more freedom. My girlfriend started to become jealous of the bond I had started to create with this new partner and would do things to interfere with our meetups, like calling my phone constantly while I was with this person or throwing at herself me sexually right before I was about to leave. This behavior started to reveal a pattern to me. So she's all about the open relationship so long as she's getting plenty of D. But as soon as this guy actually meets a girl and starts bonding with her, she's doing everything she can to sabotage it. That's real nice because she thought it'd be easy for her and she wouldn't have to worry about any girls with him. But notice he said, I really don't need a whole lot of experience, and he's looking for just a girl to be with. Meanwhile, she wants sausage after sausage after sausage. Isn't it interesting how it's always portrays the guys that are chasing after endless S-word exploits, since the girls are all about relationships. But in these stories, it's the exact opposite. He says here, before this year, my girlfriend was very responsible. She was pretty good with money, even when we didn't have very much. She held down a steady job with steady hours, and she enrolled in college the previous fall in order to obtain a bit of upward mobility. Okay, that's the way to go. But watch this. But leading up to us opening our relationship, she began to almost regress. It started with spending her entire check on tattoos and piercings, which I didn't mind too much because I love outward self-expression. Smack! Dude, you are too freaking nice. I should have smacked him 5 times earlier, but I guess the smack thing wasn't in my head earlier. But then she started antagonizing her supervisors and showing up hours late, day late, or leaving early with no warning. Then this summer in school, her grades declined and she stopped showing up to class little by little until she had no clue when midterms or spring break were and didn't have a clue that finals happened and the semester was over. Okay, open relationship. She's turned into a sausage factory. She's screwing things up at work, being an a-hole. She's doing bad in school. A total 180. She's bad with money, spending her whole paycheck on piercings and tattoos. This ain't girlfriend material. Okay, it's bad enough with the open relationship, but now she's sabotaging everything. Okay, this guy's 27. He needs to be on the path to setting things for his whole life where it's going to go, not being with some girl who's going to drag him down. And that's what we got going here. This is why, guys, you be very careful who you allow into your world. A month or two after I started hanging out with this new partner and getting to know her even more and growing closer, my girlfriend took a leave of absence from her job for 2 months. A leave of absence? It's not like she's a teacher or something. She said it was for her mental health, but when I suggested therapy, she refused. She narrowed her encounters down to one consistent guy and stays with him days at a time. This would be more of a red flag for me if I hadn't started a job that this year earlier with 12-hour swing shifts. She told me she hates being at home by herself and because I work so much, it makes sense that she try to find somewhere to be while I'm gone. Well, somebody has to pay the bills. And by the way, here's a question. Who is paying the bills? She has no job. She's pissing away all her money on body art and all that. This guy's paying it. He's out of his damn mind. You want to talk about an a-hole that she is, dragging him down here. And she's bitching and complaining that she's home alone. He has to bring in money, otherwise they're going to be homeless. But then she started the food delivery services. She doesn't have a car or a license, so it would make more sense if I didn't already buy groceries and keep the house stocked with food. And because she wasn't making any money, she was spending my money. It's as if she lost all sense of maturity. She gets frustrated when I bring up the money or the fact that when I'm at work and she's at home all day, she does absolutely nothing except order food and lay in bed. She also shuts down when I attempt to have a healthy conversation about how I feel in our relationship, or she'll say that she doesn't notice anything different and that maybe I'm just making things up in my head. Translation, gaslighting, twisting it around, making him out to be the problem. This is a good guy, he's hardworking, he's trying to establish himself, and she is nothing but a drain on him. Cut her loose. Oh my God. This is why I do this channel, this is why I do these stories, to show what things that are out there, to give examples. So guys, don't make the mistakes like this dude here. And I know you guys just want to throw your beer or your remote or whatever you're holding in your hand right now at the TV or the screen, but don't worry, our man here redeems himself. She eventually quit her job without having anything else lined up, and this all caused me to grow distant from her physically and emotionally, because it felt as if my needs in our relationship weren't being met, and she noticed immediately. She felt like I didn't find her attractive and was upset that I stopped initiating the sex and that the quality of our sex deteriorated. I tried to fix it and express how I felt in the relationship and why it was hard for me to want sex from her, but she kept saying I was just always calling her a problem. Well, she is a problem. She is a child, completely behaving like a immature child. And he said before, had a job, did well in school, was good with money, or good enough with money. Complete 180. Obviously, she's having a breakdown of some sort, but it's not his job to be the white knight and fixer. Problem is, guys have to go through so much shit before they finally see the big picture and act accordingly. So now we don't have sex or even cuddle. We talk a lot still, but mostly about her S-word partner. Smack. Why the hell are you still with her? Why the hell are you talking about her partner? her lover. I hardly see her now. I still try to initiate the SCX, but she's always tired or on her period or any other excuse when she tries to initiate the SCX. Oh, when she tries to, it's usually the most awkward or inopportune times. All the intimacy is gone, and we haven't had you-know-what in almost 2 months. Dude, end it. I want to bring this up to her, but her frustration with these types of talks has pushed her to threatening a breakup, or she says she feels like I'm never satisfied with her. Well, good. Break up with me. This guy should be doing cartwheels, jumping for joy. She says constantly that I'm the man she wants to marry and that she can't see herself with anyone but me. Yeah, because you have a job and you pay the bills. She can sit on her ass and do nothing, and you're going to be Mr. Understanding while she just lays around watching TV and eating McDonald's all day. He hasn't mentioned anything about her getting fat yet. I'm waiting for that. So it's a bit confusing. My working theory right now is what I need in my life is maturity, and the partner I found is exactly that. Meaning the girl he met through the open relationship. Responsible but fun, and is all about balance and fairness. On the other hand, my girlfriend is looking for thoughtless fun and availability, and her partner embodies that as well. He has none of his own things, rarely goes to his job, and is easily aroused no matter what. I don't want to leave my girlfriend, and I know who she was, and that the person I fall in love with, but I'm not sure if I care for who she is now. Dude, you're in love with the idea of her. You're in love with who you thought she was back in the day. This is who she is now. This is who she is after she got so comfortable with you, she thinks she can do whatever she wants. And you are enabling her behavior. It's not cool what she's doing to you, but this guy is he is not innocent in this. We teach people how to treat us, and he is showing her exactly how she can treat him. I'm not sure I care for who she is now. We've tossed around the idea of couples therapy once we get our finances back under control, but she doesn't honestly seem very interested in that idea. I'm just not sure what to do at this point. Kick her ass to the curb. She's not your problem. You tried and tried and tried when you shouldn't have, and look where it got you. Now on to the update where our guy redeems himself for all of you that have remained watching this video, because I'm sure some of you have left because this guy disgusted you. Says here, the same day I posted this, she got a call from her mother, who was the main antagonist of her childhood. Uh-oh, mommy issues. They've had a sort of surface-level relationship since she left home. Her mother stated her brother was going through a bit of psychosis due to self-isolation for the better part of his late teens, and she had some realizations about how she parented her children and apologized to my girlfriend. It seemed to have unlocked something in her, and she let out a lot of upheld resentment. She asserted to her mom that she's going to start therapy because she's realizing that she's becoming her mother, and she doesn't want to hurt people like she was hurt as a child. Well, that's very nice to hear, but still, I don't give a fuck. This guy should break up with her. I'm not sure how much she meant this, being that she was extremely emotional about it, but while on break at her new job that she started last week, she's been applying for a second job, saying that she thinks having so much free time this year has been affecting her negatively, and she wants to work to have some emotional and financial independence. Okay, she supposedly is getting her shit together, another job, all that. Okay, good, but still this guy should be with her. This is all good and well, but a lot of you in the comments have brought up some amazing points, and I think this is ultimately about figuring out what I actually want. I don't think hopping out of the relationship to another is something that will benefit me or anyone else in the long run, and I realize I do deserve to have some say in my own life and boundaries and desires. Hey, freaking men, dude. But I also know that relationships are work, but that work has to be mutual. I'm going to do a lot of thinking, and I'll update this post if there's any developments. Now we're on to the real part 2, where things get good. It says, so it's been a few months, and I figured I'd update you on all the situation if you're still curious. So a week or so ago after the original post, I realized things weren't improving. Shocker. I went to some friends about the situation, and it was unanimous, time for a breakup. I knew it was my decision to make ultimately, and I read through all the comments from the original post and decided that I deserved to figure out how I wanted to live life. Thank the Lord, brother. Hallelujah. You deserve it. This has gone on too long. So I broke up with her and told her all the reasons why. I told her all the things I didn't like and would need to change if there was even any hope of ever considering getting back together. Smack. Do not think about getting back with this jackass, because she'll go back to doing the same shit before. You got to be done with her. The chick that you're hooking up with, your quote-unquote partner, when you're ready, take your time. Maybe give her a chance when you're ready. No need to rush. She cried and cried, and we talked over the phone because she was never home when I was home, so we couldn't talk in person. She seemed to understand my reasoning and was saying that she was going to work on herself. Well, we all know what the whole work on myself usually means, guys. It usually means get a whole lot of sausage. It was getting close at the end of the lease, and I found a new place with my roommate, and she was under the impression she was going to move in with me. I considered letting her move in with me, but ultimately decided it was a bad idea, especially because she went on a rant about my friends and how she wanted to hurt them because she found out that they agreed that I should break up with her. If there weren't enough red flags about this girl, there's another one. She wants to hurt his friends because they rightfully said you should break up with her. So finally I told her she couldn't move in with me. She went to live with the dude that she's been seeing and she kept in contact with. She never put forth any effort to improve. Shocker. She constantly gave me updates on how shitty the guy is and offered me sex on occasions. Her situation with him started to mirror how she treated me, and immediately she realized that how he treated her was abusive and toxic. Talk about karma. Now, her Chatter Tyrone lover is treating her the way she's treating this guy. Isn't that interesting? That's how it works. And I'm convinced this dude she's hooking, this Chatter Tyrone lover, is probably the reason that she did the open relationship to begin with. She's probably hooking up with him already or planning to when she proposed it to this guy. And now she's getting a taste of her own medicine. I think it's beautiful. I explained all the parallels between her situation and our situation, and she gave a half-hearted apology. Of course she did, because if she gave a sincere apology, that would mean she'd have to actually admit that she was wrong. And, well, how often does that happen? I got back into therapy, and I've been doing great ever since. My finances are more stable than ever, they've been in years, and I'm now dating the girl I was seeing before. This has been the easiest relationship I had in my life. Well, great, man. You deserve that. We all guys should have easy, drama-free relationships. But that takes a guy standing his ground, having frame, if you will, acting masculine, not allowing any crap, checking the girl, having self-respect, and keeping order. But when a guy allows himself to be pee-whipped, a doormat, acting weak, he invites all sorts of drama into his life. And notice he said, my finances are better than ever. Gee, because you're not living with a leech, blood-sucking all your money away. Our styles of communication are similar, and how we show affection and care are the same. It was jarring at first because I've been so used to chaos and abuse, even in relationships before my ex. So this guy has a history getting together with gals that bring turmoil and drama into his life. This is why I tell you guys, we all have types. We all attract people into our lives. And if you try to change yourself, the universe, God, whoever you want to call it, is going to test you by bringing those same assholes back into your life to see if you have the strength to cut them out or say no or not get involved with them. Dating this girl feels like finally having someone on the same team as me, someone dependable and consistent. It took a while to break habits of codependency and realize that I'm allowed my own space and freedoms with her. Good. So in other words, he's working on himself. Don't make the same mistakes he did with her with the other wackos. I had to get back into my hobbies, and I started going back to the gym because I had started thinking back over the last 6 years of my life and all the shit I put up with and sacrificed for my ex, and I kept blowing up on her, and my therapist told me it wasn't healthy for me to channel my frustrations out like that. So I've been a lot more productive and creative these days. So that ends his story. And that goes to show you guys, again, open relationships, open marriages don't work. The second somebody brings it up, the likelihood is great that they're already hooking up with somebody else, or they already got somebody or multiple somebodies lined up. End it, because nobody's going to be if a gal truly loves you, she doesn't want to be hooking up with some other dude, and she doesn't want you hooking up with some other chick. End of story. But look here how her life just imploding, got worse and worse and worse. And he stayed with her. And yeah, that's nice and all. He was trying to be the good man and all that, but what happens to the guys that try to be the good man, the white knight? They get crushed, and he was. But thank the Lord, the guy finally grew a brain, and ended with her. Now he has a second chance, and that's what I want guys to have, good lives, drama-free lives. And as he said, I've gotten back to my hobbies, going to the gym. That's what I recommend to all you guys to do. do that anyway. But for those of you guys that are relationship guys that had a breakup, going through a hard time, I recommend all you do that because you will feel better. Even if you never worked out a day in your life, get a gym membership. $10 at Planet Fitness or whatever, something's equivalent to Planet Fitness, a cheap volume business place like Planet Fitness. They got all the stuff there you need. And just start off by walking on the goddamn treadmill or riding the bike or the Stairmaster. Start lifting weights. Don't know how to lift weights? Hire a trainer. It's worth a few sessions to put you on a plan. You'll start working out. You'll feel better. You'll start reshaping your body. That builds more confidence. And it just goes from there. Go back to your hobbies, doing what you enjoy, hanging out with your bros, hanging out with the family that you do like, have a good relationship with. And the more you build yourself up, the more you're going to feel good and take chances, good chances, and improve your life. And then you won't allow assholes into your life to take advantage of you. And somebody tries to take advantage of you, you're like, kick them out like that. But if you're feeling bad about yourself, you got nothing else going on, no hobbies, no interest, don't feel good because your body feels off because you don't get any exercise and eat like shit, and you don't have a lot of money and you feel like a loser, you'll let people in your life that are toxic and will bring you drama and turmoil because you figure, that's all I'm worth. That's all I can get. And you end up like this guy being taken advantage of. So this is why I focus and hammer in the whole self-improvement thing day in, day out. So good for this guy. I wish him the best. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below and know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a great story you'd like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to get to it, and I definitely will down the road. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.